Hey everyone! So I'm coming to you a little late tonight, but I've had something on my brain and wanted to share it with all of you. And that is the quote, if you just tried a little bit harder, things would be easier for you. Has anybody else heard that? All my friends out there with mental illness? Okay, great to see all of you raising your hands. Cool, me too. So this is a phrase I hate, and I've heard it enough times that it doesn't even offend me anymore, but I know that, like it used to offend me, it probably hurts the feelings of a few too many of you out there, and that's why I wanted to make a video about it, is because a lot of the time I feel like we try and change the opinions of the people who say this to us and try and convince them that we're trying hard, and I just think it's important to know that you really can't change the minds of people who aren't that smart and people who are undereducated and ignorant about mental illness. So the important thing is changing the way that we think about ourselves. And because if you continuously think that you're not trying hard enough, you're just going to keep going in circles and circles trying to improve yourself when you're really trying as hard as you can. So I wanted to say that living with a mental illness has been the hardest thing that I've ever had to do. It is trying and miserable some days. Some days I'm lucky if I can get out of bed, and I know a lot of you are the same way. But that doesn't make us bad people. That doesn't make us not try hard enough. Because if you're living with a mental illness and you are, doing the things that seem trivial, like getting out of bed, getting a shower, getting food in your body, changing your clothes, caring for a pet, going to school, going to work, whatever you're doing, if you're getting up and doing those things, then you are trying harder than anybody can even imagine because of the effort that it even takes to do those things. You're doing more than people without a mental illness can even comprehend, and you have to know that for yourself. I know there's some days when doing those trivial things seem completely impossible. And you know what? You're going to have those days because, unfortunately, you have a mental illness. And just like any other illness, it can render you unable some days. There are other illnesses that put people in the hospital or make them sick to where they can't function. It's the same as any other chronic illness. And the ways that I can say that you are trying, and I can look at you and say you are trying hard, is if one, you're med compliant per your psychiatrist or psychologist orders, and two, if you have a good attitude, if you believe that you can get better and you believe that your illness doesn't define you, that shows that you're trying. You have a good attitude. You are doing everything that you possibly can, because guess what? You can't change that you have a mental illness. No matter what you do, it's not going to go away. It's a chronic illness, and although some of your symptoms may disappear once you're medicated or once, you've learned new coping skills, you're never going to be cured, and that's unfortunate, but that's the way that it is. So to say that you're trying means that you are doing everything that you can. So if you woke up today and you took your pills and you went back to bed, I can say that you did something that you didn't have to do, and that was take your pills. You chose to do that, and you chose to better yourself. That's awesome. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. So to the people who are telling us these things, that we're not trying hard enough, that if we tried harder, it would be better, they can go somewhere because they don't understand. I just found out that someone I know found out that their cancer came back, and it's awful. I feel terrible. It's really a terrible, terrible circumstance. And the last thing on my mind would be to walk up to that person and say, hey, have you thought that if you tried harder, your cancer might go away? No, nobody would ever say that. Nobody would ever say that. It's just the same as walking up to an asthmatic who's having an asthma attack and saying, hey, if you breathe a little harder, you might be able to get some oxygen in your lungs. No one would say that because it's stupid, it's dumb, and it's ignorant. So don't let anybody say the same thing to you. It's ignorant, and it doesn't make any sense. It's not going to make you feel better. And just by believing that you're not trying hard enough, that's not getting you to a better place. We need to have a positive attitude and positive outlook. That's what gets us to a better place. So I just wanted to make these comments for anybody out there who has heard this and has really been affected by it and been, kind of let down by these comments and feel like they're not doing as well as they should be. Because I think you're doing great. And if you got up today, congratulations. If you took your pills, great. I'm glad to hear all of those things. So have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.